feeling lost and demotivated? Well, welcome to Social Heart, and in today's episode, I'll be talking about this exact feeling. Feeling lost and demotivated can be caused by many reasons. It could be that maybe you feel your life is at a standstill, or maybe you feel that your future is uncertain because things are not going the way you planned or the way you thought they would. Or it could be that you're feeling stuck. You're not at a point in your life where you thought you would be at this time, and you look at your future and you see that you're not going to be the person that you imagined that you would be. It's easy to think that you're the only person who is going through this situation in your life right now. I was watching Alisa Armon, I love her channel, and recently she was talking about how she was feeling a little lost because she is a beauty influencer and she was trying to pivot and go into fitness and other stuff that she likes, like filming. And I was watching this video and I was thinking to myself, wow, you're this amazing person who is established in a career. I mean, she is a big YouTuber, she's been around for a long time, she is successful, and I'm just thinking to myself, how is it possible that you're feeling kind of lost? Because this did speak to me because recently I have been in this same point in my life where I am feeling kind of lost. I'm trying to figure things out, and it just goes to show that everyone does experience these feelings, whether it's you, whether it's me, whether it's a YouTuber, or whether it's a celebrity. Everyone goes through these moments in their life. By the way, I don't even know why it is a big deal for her wanting to change her content or just switch it up a little bit, because I heard it was like a big thing, everyone was talking about it, and I'm like, we are all human beings, our likes and our interests change as we grow up and we just go through life, so it is understandable for her interest to change. If she wants to add something to her channel, I don't think it should be a big deal, honestly, but apparently it is. I don't know why people are so hard on creators. Anyway, that's not the point. What I'm trying to say is that watching this video did make me think about how we as people, when we're going through things, we often feel like, oh my gosh, why is this happening to me? Why does it have to be me? What did I do? Oh my gosh, we always feel this way because we think that we are the only people that are going through this thing. And not to take away from the pain of actually going through tough situations, because I know that most times we do have to deal with things by ourselves. You can get someone else's help, but no one can force you to do anything. You often have to take that self control and push through something to really get through it. We have to do these things by ourselves. No one can make you do that. But my point is that whenever you're going through a tough situation, I honestly feel that you are not the first person in the history of this world who has gone through this tough thing, and you're not gonna be the only person. And even after this, there are still gonna be people that are gonna go through your exact situations. And now this is of course excluding the one in a million type of things, there's always those things, but most times this is how it is. My findings are that whenever I'm going through something and I want some advice, and I go onto YouTube and I put on a video, or I talk to my friends or listen to a podcast, I always find that I am able to find someone out there who can give me some insight into my situation. Even if it's not exact, I'm able to find something close. And it just takes a burden off of me, knowing like, okay, girl, calm down, someone else go through this, like you can get through it too. It's not that I love to see people go through the same pain that I'm going through. If I could, I would just never allow anyone to go through anything bad that I've been through. But seeing someone go through something that you're going through right now and they've gotten past it and they're now doing well, it just kind of motivates you, and it just helps you to feel way better about your situation, because it's now not the end of the world. It's now something that, okay, you can get through this. So like I said, recently I had been feeling this way too, a little lost, a little demotivated. So in today's video, I've done some research, and I've also been through little situations like this in the past. So today I can just put everything together. I've come up with 4 points for you, and I'm gonna talk about them now. My first point is going to be write down some goals. It doesn't have to be too many goals, it can just be about 2 to 3 goals. Write them down and just have them on paper. I recommend that you should write some short-term goals instead of long-term goals. I mean, long-term goals are always helpful and amazing, just so that you can see what type of person you want to be in the future and see if the things that you're doing are leading you to where you want to be in the future. But I just feel that when it comes to getting things done right now, short-term goals really help because you're able to see progress. My second point is actually put in some work. Just like if you're gonna go outside and ride your bike, you actually have to put in some effort to get the bike actually moving. And it's the same thing with most things in our life. If you actually want to start seeing progress and you want to actually start moving in your life, you actually have to put in some work. That's just the reality of life, is that if you don't do anything, most times you won't get anywhere. This is for the average person. I'm not saying, maybe unless you're sitting on some millions somewhere and maybe you have an inheritance waiting for you somewhere, that's not for you. I'm talking about the average person. You kind of have to put in some work. I know that when you're not feeling motivated, the last thing you want to do is actually put in work to do that thing that you're not motivated to do. If you're like me, maybe you're thinking, gosh, like, I do want to do this thing, I do want to put in the work, but I don't know why I just can't. Maybe I've been telling myself Monday I'm gonna start, then I go, okay, Tuesday I'm gonna start, okay, next week then we start it off on a new week, then I'm gonna start doing what I have to do. You want to do it, but you just can't do it. Then that brings me to my next point, which I think will help you to increase motivation to then put in the work. My third point is find your passion. I find that it's really hard to put in work into something that you don't like, something that you're not motivated to do, and something that you got no passion for. And to be honest with you, for a long time I did not know what passion meant, because I always hear people talking about this. What's your passion? People will be like, I can't date someone if they've got no passion. Like, you need to have a passion. And you see people going crazy over playing video games or makeup or anything. They're really like, this is my life, this is my passion. And I've never understood that feeling, honestly. I've never been that excited to do anything. There are things that I love, but I've never been like, oh my gosh, this is my life, makeup is my life. That's just not me. I've never understood it. So I actually had to go online and Google this and find out, what does passion actually mean. So passion is described as a strong and barely controllable emotion. Okay, I was like, okay, I get that. I had to go online and also listen to more people and people that are passionate about what they do, and listen to what passion is from their perspective. And from my findings, what I find is that passion has got two sides to it. Now, these two sides of passion for me are, first of all, your big passion. This is your ultimate passion. And then secondly is little passions that change over time. For example, if I would say that I think my passion, my ultimate passion, is basically helping people and understanding people. And I would even go as far as to say that the reason why I think I was put on this earth, because I'm that type of person, I think we all have a purpose on earth. I would go as far as to say that this is my purpose. So I would put that as my ultimate passion. This means that everything that I do, all the little passions that I have along the way, I feel they should all lead towards my ultimate passion. For example, right now I'm making this YouTube channel, which is a way for me to express my passion for helping people, talking about illnesses and struggles that we go through in life. This is a way of me kind of having that stepping stone to where I want to be one day. I don't know where that will be, but I greatly feel that it's gonna be along the lines of helping people and trying to get to know people and all that stuff. Now, the reason why I say smaller passions can change over time is because I feel that it does get boring as we grow up. At a point in my life, I really liked makeup, and that changed. I mean, I still like makeup, but not to the point where I am right now. And I feel it's the same for many people. One day you think one thing is what you want to do forever, and then the next day you're like, I don't really want to do that anymore. So I feel that when it comes to that motivation that I was talking about in my previous point, it's important for you to take a step back and ask yourself that what I'm doing right now might have interested me at a point in my life, and it might have served its purpose. It doesn't mean it's useless, but what am I interested in now, or how can I add to what I'm interested in? Maybe it's not different, maybe you can just build on it. How can I build on this experience? How can I build on what I'm doing right now? Because I'm bored, I've been doing it for a while, I want to change. Now, I just have to say that this doesn't mean that quit your job and maybe you're a lawyer, now you should go and study medicine or whatever. I mean, unless that's what you really want. But I feel like it doesn't have to be that drastic of a change. Like I said, I feel the things are always aligned in a way. It's not like a huge difference unless you are just now discovering that your whole life or your whole journey was a lie. And sometimes this can happen, especially if you're from like backgrounds like African parents or Asian parents. Sometimes they structure your life, and then you get to a point where you're free and you're like, what am I doing? So yeah, unless that is the one in a million position that you're in, I feel the change does not have to be that drastic. You can just build on what you have right now and make it better for you. For example, if you're an engineer and you've been working in the field for a while now and you're bored of it, it's been a couple of years, but you want more, like it served its purpose, you want more from it, you want more income, and you want more challenge, or you want something else that might interest you more. Maybe you want to move up in your company. What someone will do is maybe go out to workshops and find out which path you can actually take, see what options are out there for you, and then maybe after finding out what you want to do, you can then take maybe night classes, and then maybe put in more time at work so that you can then be able to build up your CV and have more credentials and move up in your company. If that makes sense. You see, like, you can find a way of still bringing in more excitement into your life. Even it doesn't have to be a drastic 360. No, you can just switch it up every now and then to just keep yourself motivated. This is why I'm a big lover of online courses. I take online courses. I've taken 3 so far, and they're all really good. I'm sure if you're already working in a company or maybe you want to switch companies, it'll really help if you've got those extra skills on your CV. Now, if you are not having that motivation, and let's say if you're in a position that you cannot change, then I would say you have to stick through it. There's nothing else you can do. You can't switch it up to the extent that I'm talking about. For example, if you're a student and you have a course that you need to pass to get your degree, then you have to pass that course to get your degree. Unless if you can drop your course, I know some countries they allow you to. Unless you can do that, do it by all means. But if you can't, you're gonna have to get through it. And the only way you can do that is by pushing through. I remember when I was young, I used to do the same thing. Back in the day when I used to get my hair braided, it was really painful back in the day, let me just say that. But what I developed is this little technique of basically mind over matter, which was that I would sit down once I'm getting my hair braided and I'll tell myself, okay, I know this hurts, but by the end of the day, you will not be sitting here. You will not be sitting here for 2 days. You will not be sitting here for 3 days. The fact is that the pain is gonna end at one point or the other. That's what I used to tell myself, repeat it to myself, and honestly this has worked in many other situations for me. Maybe you can also adopt the same technique. I know it must suck if you have to get through a course that you don't like. I know in school I hated accounting, I had to get through it. But what can help you just be like, okay, let me just get through this course. I'm sure they don't teach the same courses every semester, right? So if you're having this course this semester, you just need to get through this semester, and the next semester things are gonna be a bit better, hopefully. So yeah, you can tell yourself that. And another technique that I do like to use is that most times when we are going through a tough situation and we've got no motivation to do something because we don't like it, we often attach negative thoughts to whatever it is that we want to do. For example, I can be like, oh my gosh, I hate accounting, I will never pass accounting, like this is not for me, like I don't even want to understand it. But if you have that mentality, you're only gonna keep feeling that way. So what you need to do is just try to attach some good and positive thoughts to that tough situation. Even though I know it's hard, you can actually maybe talk to your friends who are not that bad at accounting and ask them, what is it that you actually like about accounting, and try to learn from them. Maybe go online. This always helps with me. Sometimes some teachers, the way they teach is just not for you. Maybe that's why you're not getting it. So what I like to do is just go online and see. There's so many courses online that are just there for free. Even YouTube, just go on YouTube, there's someone teaching almost everything. You can go on there and just listen to another person's perspective or the way another person understands the same subject, and that might help you to at least learn a bit more, to just pass the course. You know what I mean? This is not just about studying. You can apply this to all things if you think about it. But there are too many situations for me to cover right now, so I'm just gonna stick with this university analogy. Now, I know in this episode I've been talking more about feeling lost and demotivated in maybe your goals and your career or those types of things, but I know that is not the only way that people can feel lost and demotivated, and it's also not the only way that I have felt lost in my life. So my last point, my fourth point, is a little different because it's directed more towards people who are feeling lost in who they are as a person, meaning who am I, what do I even like, I don't even know myself anymore, that type of loss. So my fourth point I think will really help you out, and it is find some hobbies. If you're feeling lost right now in your life and you don't know who you even are, I feel like hobbies is a great way to find out about yourself. Just the process itself of picking a hobby forces you to sit by yourself and just think about, what do I actually find interesting and what can I actually do and keep up by myself. People who feel lost in this way can honestly happen mostly after maybe a breakup, or maybe who you thought you would be. Let's say you had a plan, you had your life, you had your plan, but now everything feels like it's not gonna happen. So it's like, damn, what do I do now? Like the person who I thought I was, I'm not that person at all. You're starting from the scratch, you're lost. It happens. It's not only you, it happens. I've been through periods like this, and often I even revisit it even though I'm not even feeling lost. I just need to ask myself like, what do you want to do? Recently I picked up skating because I was like, okay, I think I want a new hobby. What can I be doing by myself? If someone wants to tag along, that's fine, but I can do it by myself. You can also try to apply this to other areas of your life, such as what movies do you like. Sometimes you know understand how much outside influence actually affects our decisions and our interests. It can even be food. Try some new food. Maybe you will like some other food. Have you tried maybe Korean cuisine? Have you tried Italian cuisine? I don't know, Italian is pretty common, but try something else. Just because your family has been feeding you French cuisine, or I don't know, it doesn't mean that you have to stick to that. Find yourself and get to know what you actually like, and I think this will really help you if you're feeling lost and just trying to figure out who you are as a person. When you start with hobbies, you can then move on to even careers. You start from something that you like. You're like, wow, I really like painting. let me see if I can really get into this. Maybe you can be teaching painting classes to kids, who knows? So you can start from there. I'd just like to add some extra points. These are just some extras that I've also been doing recently that I'll just quickly run through. I think that it really helps when you're feeling lost, you're feeling demotivated, for you to recognize your blessings. Be grateful for the things that you do have in your life. Because sometimes when things are going wrong in our lives, I think we tend to forget how we are blessed in other ways. And this can help uplift your mood because it is not the end of the world, okay? Something you can get through this and just recognize the things that you do have, and once you know what you do have, you can then build on that. Another thing is take care of yourself. Take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically. Whenever you are feeling horrible and you're not eating right, you're just sleeping in bed, it's just like bad on bad. You're just making things worse because now you're gonna feel sluggish if you're just eating junk food. I went through a period of this too. I was eating out so much, I started feeling horrible. You need to wake yourself up out of that situation and be like, I need to start treating my body better and start treating my mind better and everything. Another thing is speaking to yourself. Speak positiveness and uplift yourself, because when you're already in a tough situation and you're just on yourself, you just, oh, you suck, why are you doing this, how can you have failed this bad, like, don't be so hard on yourself all the time. Try to recognize the ways that you are good and just uplift yourself. Recognize the ways that you are great, and if there aren't so many, then try to find ways in which you want to be better. So thank you so much for watching this video. That is it for today. These are my 4 points. I really do hope that they can help you, and please let me know in the comments below if it does help, and also comment down below other ways that people that are feeling lost and demotivated can feel better. So if you did like this video, please subscribe, leave a like and comment, and please share with anyone else that you think will benefit from listening to this type of content. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.